What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Cjthecheesedj here, and we're back with another A to Z of Ark. And today, guys, we are taking a look at none other than the MEGALOCEROS. Now, not to be confused with the MEGALOCEROS, this guy is a deer. And they come in two variants, the male version and the female version. And as you can see, the female version does not have any horns. Now, the MEGALOCEROSes are found on every map except for Aberration. So the Island, the Center, Rag, Extinction, Valguero, Genesis Part 1, Crystal Isles, and Genesis Part 2. Now these guys are very easy to tame. All you need is some bowlers and you can simply bowler them. They have relatively low torpor. We currently have a 140 here in the bowler. This should only take a couple of shocking train darts to knock out, but they have a relatively low torpor and you can actually club a low level one to get knocked out. And they are actually pretty decent starting tames. Now, in order to tame them, you need to feed them berries. If you don't have access to berries, which, well, everyone should, you can use Simple Kibble. So Simple Kibble is the best kibble for them, and their saddle is learned at level 30. Requires 110 fiber, 200 hide, and 5 metal ingots, and you will need a smithy to make their saddle. So they're pretty good in terms of level requirements in order to tame them, and like I said, you will need Simple Kibble or berries to tame them up. Now, once you've tamed them up, you'll have two variants. Now, the male variant will be able to attack and deal damage with his horns. The female variant does not have the ability to attack, so you will need to keep that in mind when you go ahead and try and tame these up. Now, each of these obviously has their own perks as well. So the male MEGALOCEROS can attack, like I said, and you can also harvest thatch. Now, he will gather a low amount of wood, so this makes the MEGALOCEROS one of the better tames to harvest thatch with. However, I do not think it's honestly worth taming up a MEGALOCEROS purely just for thatch, because you can easily get the same amount of thatch with a pickaxe or even like a Megatherium. So I'm not entirely sure that MEGALOCEROSes have too much use, but they've got semi-decent weight, semi-decent movement speed, and they do have the ability to jump, which actually does allow them to cover quite large distances. You can see there we are able to jump and cover quite a bit of ground. So you can see here we've got quite a decent amount of thatch. We also got a little bit of wood. We can drop all of that and just have the thatch. Now, unfortunately, they aren't actually able to gather berries as well, which is kind of funny considering they're herbivores. So keep that in mind as well. Now, I believe wild ones have the ability to do a bleed attack to you if they do attack you back. But once tamed, I believe they actually lose that ability to do the bleed attack. You can see here we're hidden for 88 damage and not applying any sort of bleed to this trike. But I do believe they did have the ability to apply a bleed to tames and stuff like that. So kind of sucks that they got rid of it. And they also can't harvest corpses, so if you are taking these guys into fight, you will get stuck eventually if you don't clear the corpses. But these guys can also be brought into caves. They are one of the tames that can fit into caves, and they're really good in caves as well. Especially the males, because you can deal with onyxes and stuff like that and all the aranios, but there are obviously better options for caving. Now, we've covered the male, so that's everything that he can do. Now, the female has an added benefit because she doesn't have the horns and she's a female. She technically has the ability to travel faster. So she can run faster than the male MEGALOCEROS. She can't attack, however, so keep that in mind. You will be just running purely with the female MEGALOCEROS. But that doesn't mean she's not bad. She can cover quite a bit of ground. You can see here we are able to sprint pretty damn far. You can also level up movement speed as well and obviously allow yourself to move even faster. So you've got that running for you as well. But I would say that the male MEGALOCEROSes are more valuable than the female, purely because you can get other creatures that run just as fast, if not faster, than the female MEGALOCEROS and have slightly more uses, such as like the Gallimimus. Gallimimus is pretty useless, like the female MEGALOCEROS in my opinion, but it is faster and it does have an extra passenger saddle that you can actually put tribe mates on as well. So it's debatable. It's up to you whether or not you want to go ahead and tame one of these guys. They are breedable as well, and they will give birth to live offspring, so the female will need to gestate. But other than that, there's not really much else to cover for the MEGALOCEROSes, unfortunately. They will eat berries once tamed up and all that sort of stuff, and they're kind of cool to look at. But other than that, that's pretty much it for the MEGALOCEROSes, unfortunately. So, yeah, very easy tame to get, very easy to ride, and has its very, very small niche uses, but it can be easily replaced by other creatures as well in Ark. So guys, that's going to wrap up this video for today. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe down below for more, and I'll catch you in the next one.